Frisch's Big Boy.
I remember the sign on my elementary school. It was metal lettering lifted up on brick.
I remember the sign from my father's sign shop, because he was a sign writer. Very ornate, you know, handcrafted, not any specific style.
The Spencer store sign, because it was purple and neon, and there was something kind of dirty about that store.
I remember the 20th Century Theater sign because it was right near my great-grandmother's house, and my grandparents actually met there, and it always stood out with me, the beautiful neon and the marquee.
My father had an antique store, and the sign was the family jewels, and he had actually handcrafted the lettering on it. It was the old English style of lettering, and it had little flourishes all over it.
Gold circle. It's G to C. It's gold.
Kelly's Milk Jug was an ice cream parlor, kind of in a strip mall, and we would always walk up there with grandparents, and when we got old enough, walk up there by ourselves. It had this green, kind of scripty, hand-lettered on a white background that was now Manila, and it's there, but the shop's been gone.
McDonald's, the Golden Arches.
I remember when Arby's was that big brown hat with all the little lights that went around, and they kind of went. When I was growing up, our movie theater had a giant C on the side of it, and it was lit up at night. I remember Limited 2 because it was the same as Limited, but it had 2. It was white and red on black.
Over 1 million served McDonald's. Well, when I was little, they were still counting up.
I remember the big green script lettering of the John R. Green Company in Covington, because going there with my mom was a big deal, and it was full of cool paper and supplies. I think it was probably a sentimental thing.
Retail Sears. I remember Sears. Beautiful script, huge, sweeping S, and just really beautiful letterbox.
I remember Long John Silver's, and we used to go there and get hush puppies, and my brother and I called them dog balls, and we thought they were the greatest thing in the world. It was yellow and glowing and tacky, and probably not that remarkable now, but I remember my dad was excited for the fried foods, and he shared the enthusiasm with all of us.
Elder Bierman. Beautiful script. I mean, it was beautiful for me when I was a kid. It looked fantastic. I wanted to go in there. But it's all right. I mean, it's just regular cursive now that I see it, but it's still nice.
I remember Van Luden's blue and the red and the neon.
Well, this came to mind, but I never really shopped there, but Rose. It's that oval, and it's like a maroon, and I guess it's like a Kmart, and it might have been down in Kentucky because I lived in town.
I remember Big Lots. I just remember the gold lots and then the orange part of it. John's Pancake House in Toledo, Ohio. Big sign, and it has flashing pancakes.
Uncle Jeff's, and it was a huge guy, like 20 feet tall, and he was standing in the parking lot.
The sign I remember is a Skyline Chili sign. I remember the Skyline landscape silhouette and Skyline scripts in yellow.
The sign I remember was on the north side of Dayton. There was a restaurant called Racks, and it had the big red sign with the white letters, and I loved that restaurant. So
when I was a kid and we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, that there was a Howard Johnson, and there was a really old Howard Johnson sign with that really interesting, the full script. So, Howard Johnson.